tight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com.
Whoa!
Ooh.
We get a new set, Jabes.
Excuse me.
Whoopsies. Look, it is a work in progress. We're in the early stages of the new set. We will be adding to it, but I feel pretty positive about it. My side is done, I feel like.
Yeah. And this is the thing that happens in a company full of dudes, right? If you want something done, you better do it yourself.
It's not that. Here's the deal.
Is it not that?
It's not, and I'll tell you why on this one. Because we are really into diversity here at Tetherball.
That's clear. That's clear.
Academy Media, and we hired a woman to do the set, so I fucking blame her. She didn't do it.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
That's what happens when you actually diversify and you get women to do things that
it doesn't get done.
It's
is
like
what
you
it
know
is.
what it is. It's like you always say on the show. You've said this for what 600 episodes now, and we'll keep reiterating it. No one hates women more than other women.
Yeah.
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 And it's clear. Like
Yeah.
she knew this was your side.
Sure.
She knew this was my side.
Yeah.
I don't need to add anything to this right now. Maybe some trinkets on the
Look
desk.
at your side, you fucking asshole. You have the musk.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, by the way, flip to mine, Giorgio, because this is great back here. So this is what an amazing wife I have. You ordered the there's light's a little too hot on your side, I would imagine, right? Is that what you're looking up, Jabes?
Huh? No.
You can. Look, the Elon Musk here, you got this for me. This is a 3D. It's not a painting because it's.
No, it's a 3D wood picture, I guess. So it's all like layered with different pieces of wood from the Ukraine. You're welcome.
It's from the Ukraine, and you got that for a gift.
I look like I should
for
be
myself.
A picture up on the back of here.
What do you mean?
Like I'm in a hostage situation. But
we got to add some.
I'm
we got to add some stuff.
coming to you
we
live
got to add some stuff
from a basement, and I'm not sure where I'm at.
The murder board is dope. We just got to get some more stuff to fill up around the surrounding areas. But we're giving the new set a shot today.
Yeah.
And the guys did a good job. Giorgio and Fake Dan, you did a good job getting all of this prepared.
They always do a good job.
Yeah. So
you know, when you dress a set with murder stuff and then you wonder why it looks like a murder den. You know.
Right, I want it to be like a fun murder den, though, right?
It will. You
like
just got to add some
party in.
flirty pictures around the sides of it, to get it going.
Right now it kind of has an ISIS vibe.
Yeah.
Like I'm coming to you from an undisclosed
Like you might
location.
Not have a headsuit.
Yes. And I am making a plea to my family to come find me. Ross doesn't know where I am.
Maybe it's the light above you. Like maybe that has to do with it.
Yeah.
There's a couple different things, and we're just gonna talk about it because we've got to talk about it.
And that's the fun, flirty thing
Right.
about starting a new company. Hammer the like button.
Notice that you're never gonna see us in the same shot. Because I'm not there. Please
You're in a
help
basement.
me.
You're in a basement somewhere.
I'm in a basement.
Please ignore that. James is fine,
Yeah,
guys.
I'm
She's
fine.
totally kidding.
I'm fine.
Craig Dulesky, he just threw you $5. He said, will you add a single pic of me for your desk? So that way you can be there for every single show. Hey, Craig, that's going to take a lot more than $5, hombre. Like that's,
No, I'll do it. If he sends me a pic.
Don't. That's a dangerous. We have 3.6 million listeners now.
None of them are Craig. Not all of them are Craig. Craig is one of my favorite people we meet out. There's some people that you meet, right? At these live events and stuff that you're like, I can fucking hang out with you.
Sure.
There's this girl, Monica, at our meetup. Like, there's a couple people that you're like, dude, We could be fucking bros. And like,
I know Monica.
Craig.
I got to talk to a little bit of Monica.
Did you?
There it is.
Anyways, Craig and Richard are those people where we like, when we go to Ohio, like, we chill and like go to dinner with them and stuff. So yeah, Craig, send me something.
Yeah.
And I'll put it up.
All right. We'll put him on the murder board back there.
I want it to be kind of like a family photo style though, right here on the desk.
Craig looks like a serial killer though too. So
yeah, if it was just his face with the glasses.
Yeah. So that might be a thing eventually. But Big Dick Danoff said, I'm totally better than Craig. He wants on.
Look, you guys work it out.
When you open the floodgates.
You guys work it out in the boards. I just start the problems. You know what I mean? I don't finish them or engage. I just start the fight and then I leave.
Oh, speaking of work in progress, James, not only do we have the new sets, but I just got, so whenever you write a book, they send you a test copy, and it says, like in bold letters, not for resale. Not for resale. Don't try to resell this. As if I would. It's my own fucking book, for Christ's sakes. Jessie Martin just said, are fans still allowed to come to the election live show? Everyone is. That is
oh my
open
gosh,
to the
are you
public.
kidding?
Yes, Jessie. That is open to the public.
Please.
Everybody will be there.
$40. You can be VIP.
You can be VIP. You can take a picture with James on your lap, just like Santa. But yeah, so the new book is here. Like I just got the first. This is the paperback test of it, not for resale. As the sun rises,
Ross, you
it
want me to
dawns
zoom in
on
on that
him.
cover art real quick?
No, well,
Okay.
once the hardback comes, because I'm waiting on that. I gotta proof that as well. We'll put that up there. But this, kids, means that it's done. It is. It's all done. There's no going back here from that. So I'm super amped about it. And maybe we'll have some type of contest where, fuck man, whoever is the most diehard fan, I'll send you these test copies, and then you can read it 2 months in advance. Congratulations. What should be the contest though? Which we have? We need reviews on iTunes. That's the biggest thing.
Yes.
We found that out the hard way after all these years of like,
or
hey,
you can do.
It's not actual listeners on those charts. It is just reviews and ratings.
Yeah. Or you can do like an Instagram number giveaway. Like we did that with Broettes. Like if we can get to 10,000, we did like a big giveaway with Liquid IV, Strike Force, like all of our stuff.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Because that helps as well.
Yeah.
But reviews would probably be the best. And then maybe the best, most ridiculous review. We can send you some Liquid IV.
Okay. Yeah, so I'd say what? In the next 48 hours, whoever writes the craziest review on iTunes, if you're a fan of the Saint James series, I will send this to you. You just can't put it up online. That's a lot of trust there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of trust, but I'll do it. I'll do it for sure. More or less for me, it's just to make sure the typeset is all right and everything else. So they kind of give you these to proof, and then it's like, all right, great. Cover looked like you thought it would, and everything else. Because typically you're just staring at like a PDF picture of it, and then the inside of it, it's always off by one side for paperback because you're reading on two sides, and then the hardback is totally different, obviously. So. I'm amped. I'm excited. I've worked really fucking hard on this, and holy shit. So when I opened up that box last night when we got back from my anniversary dinner, I was like, holy shit, it's real. It finally feels real.
Yeah.
These things are so goddamn hard.
They're hard for everyone. They're hard for the whole family.
Well, I'm the one who's up late at night. Mm-hmm. Why is it hard for you?
It's hard for the family.
Why?
It's hard for her to sleep without you beside her, Ross. You know, people get used to a certain thing, a certain lifestyle.
It's hard for the family. It's hard work, and it is really hard work. And like you do it every night till like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you'd be a ridiculous person if you didn't realize that that's hard on the family.
I told you I'm going to take a year off. Like I'm not going to write another book. I've put one out every year for 4 or 5 years now at this point. So I'll take a year off on the next one and recharge the batteries a little bit.
Yeah.
And get back to normalcy. Ruben Schneider said, you notice I'm wearing a Brave shirt today. You're goddamn right I am. Because we have Drinkin Bros Sports today where I'm actually going to denounce all Georgia sports teams and athletics. And it's going to be a deep convo this afternoon that's going to be live here this afternoon. And then Nebraska fans, I went hard. I just posted in Drinkin Bros Sports right before we went on air We play Nebraska this weekend. I said a month ago, 6 weeks ago, if that spread was under 4 scores, that I was going to throw the house on it. The house has been thrown on it. We put 1,500 on the Buckeyes to win. It came out at minus 26 was the spread, so it was just under 28. I said, look, as long as it's under 27.5, we're good to go. It's exactly where it came in at. So you're on notice, Nebraska fans. There is somebody, a listener that we bet, who I have to FaceTime him after the game. He's thinks Nebraska is going to win. I was like, I'll FaceTime you. I will leave your family messages, everything.
Sure.
If Nebraska wins that game. Not one single prayer.
Right.
Not one single prayer. And that's going to be some fun on television this weekend because the game is on Saturday at noon. Now, you know who's not having fun on television today, Jessie?
Who?
Jeffrey Toobin. Toobin is nuts. We were live yesterday on Drinkin Bros on the YouTubes, and that story just came in, and we were live on air, and it was like, holy shit. That CNN reporter, Jeffrey Toobin, who does all their election coverage and all their bullshits, and Biden's up by 80, that guy. It's that guy. He kind of looks like a jankier version of like Al Franken. When the story started yesterday for Vice, that we reported yesterday on Drinkin Bros, it was that he exposed his penis on air or on a Zoom call with the New Yorker, and they were doing a mock election coverage, and he exposed his penis. He put out an apology immediately that just said, look, I thought I had muted the Zoom, and I want to apologize to my family, friends, coworkers, loved ones, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, oh, maybe it was a mistake. We thought maybe he was just changing, right? And his ding-dong popped out.
Sure.
Well, found out later on in the evening last night that was not the case whatsoever, and turns out he was masturbating.
Okay. While on the call?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, on the Zoom call.
So he's looking at people talking and
jacking off.
rubbing his penis.
Yes. He was rubbing his penis while on a Zoom call with
He was Jeffreying his Toobin.
Correct. With about 12 to 15 employees. And I heard it was around 15.
And that really juices him off, right?
That's what I wanted to talk about. I'm glad you brought that. That's exactly what I wanted to talk about today.
Look, we don't kink shame here.
We don't
If it's
kink
a
shame.
work Zoom call that really fucking gets you hard, again, that's your thing. Just make sure it's muted.
Why aren't you at a desk like this though, where it's like, hey man, all right, great. If my computer is my Zoom, right, and I'm here, that way I'm at least underneath the desk.
Sure.
Because I can see myself on YouTube right now, right?
Right.
You can't really see what I'm doing right now, but this is a full jerk motion right now.
Right.
I don't understand what the setup was that the Zoom participants could see him jacking off. Like,
Zoom is hard for people. They just really have not, and particularly older people, they really are not understanding what it is. It's been a grooming curve for everyone, really. But I think now we should be all used to it, right? Like, we should all kind of know the ins and outs, do's and don'ts of a Zoom call, where in the beginning of this pandemic, it was like, grandma's taking the computer to the bathroom. She doesn't understand how it works.
Yep.
That's fine. At this point, though, there is no excuse, and part of the kink is being caught.
yeah.
It must be.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and part of the kink too is maybe being fired and canceled, right?
I guess.
Maybe that's like part of it that gets him off.
You have to know, though, at his level, right, to even attempt something like that, if it goes wrong in the slightest, right?
Right.
Your career is over and you're fucked. I knew how fucked he was this morning when on the way into work, somebody had sent me in a video of O.J. Simpson on his couch going, Jeffrey Toobin, come on, man. Even Pee Wee Herman was in an X-rated theater. Now, that is a direct quote from O.J. Simpson, a.k.a. The Juice, a.k.a. the guy who's still out looking for the real killers.
AKA taking over for Jeffrey Toobin on CNN.
Correct. He will probably be on there in, an hour?
Probably replace him.
If you wanted the highest ratings ever for the election show, you throw the juice on there. On
That
election night,
crazy motherfucker.
that would be all-time
Why
gangbuster
don't
ratings.
we throw him on?
We have chatted with the juice. That is all I will say for Drinkin Bros podcast. There was a meme that we had posted that apparently his team was not too pleased with, and it involved Mother's Day. So
Okay.
all I know is we got a phone call
Gotcha.
real quick.
Sure. And that was a no. But I famously was like, if you do interview him,
You're not gonna be here,
I'm
yeah.
not going to be around.
You're too close to Nicole Brown.
I am a blonde lady around the same age.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't want him triggered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, when OJ gets triggered, bad things happen.
Whew, we would have to put away all the utensils here,
Yeah.
or just the knives. Just pop those away.
The what? The knife?
Knives.
Knives. Yeah.
Knives.
You
Yeah.
said knives.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Either way, James.
I'm not here to correct you.
No, not at all. And you shouldn't. My word is bond, and everything I say is perfect. But yeah, speaking of stabbing, that's Toobin, dude. It's Toobin. You a big fan of that chair?
I am, dude.
Look at James.
I mean, look at how comfortable.
You've got the Rogan chair. Once
I
we
really
get the
do.
sides of this thing decorated, you're gonna be fucking
That is
golden.
one thing that I get that's better than you.
A good chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giorgio gives me the good stuff.
Yes, you're Giorgio's favorite out of all of us here.
Dude,
So
Everyone knows that.
he's
we
the fucking,
all know that.
He's the only one with some fucking brains around here. He knows what the premium content is.
hammer the like button if you're watching on YouTube right now. Go all the way up. Just hammer it. But Tube Dog, aka Tube Steak, now is what they're calling him in the biz. No one's calling him that, but I am. Tube Steak is now on suspension from CNN.
Sure.
The reports are this morning that they wish to fire him. However, no, they wish for him to resign. However, he has said, "I want to stick it out."
Sure.
Probably boy choice words, but whatever, man. So he's going to, I guess, ride this out. I doubt he will be doing the election in 2 weeks. I don't know who could take him seriously at this point. Trying to give his hot political take on why Biden's going to win that night after you were jacking off in front of all your coworkers on Zoom.
Sure.
I do not understand that, and I am not here for that. So I think he's out of there for that. The New Yorker is read by, I don't know, about 12 people on the Upper East Side who are super rich. Or if you have a dentist who is really expensive, who went to a school, that's pretty much the only people who read in the New Yorker. When's the last time you've seen the New Yorker? Just out.
Out?
Yeah. Where were you?
No.
I was in a dentist in Los Angeles.
Right.
Last time I saw the New Yorker. And you know what? He was rich as fuck. That dentist was rich as fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, did you go to, I went to Uni Binghamton, or SUNY Binghamton. That's, some upper state college there in New York. It's, I went to SUNY Binghamton. Oh, you did? Why? Because that's a weird choice. It's a real weird choice. You and about 2,000 other people who are fucking weird, man, and rich. So he had it out, and I was like, congratulations. Same thing with like highlights, There's those two magazines. It's like one for the adults who are super rich paying for shit, and then one for the kids.
Yeah, if you have highlights,
rake in the cloud.
If you have highlights magazines that aren't all marked up,
Yeah.
you're rich.
Yeah.
You're rich. Find the rake in the tree.
Yeah.
I loved highlights.
So do I. I still miss it to this day.
Ugh.
To this
Goofus
day,
and
I
Gallant?
miss it. Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Who?
Goofus and Gallant.
Who's Goofus and Gallant?
So it was the highlights comic that was in there in every magazine that would like showed you like what to do and what not to, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
don't
yeah,
be goofus,
yeah.
be a gallant, right? And so it was like a little cartoon strip of a bad boy and a good boy.
Gotta be honest. Every time I've cracked open a Highlights magazine, I'm drinking Liquid IV, by the way. Thanks for not sponsoring us. Every time I crack open a Highlights magazine, I don't know anything else that's in there other than that fucking circle thing. Find the items in the clouds. That's all I'm looking for, dude. I didn't know there was anything else in it. So you're saying there was a whole like family circle type
yes,
deal.
it's a whole thing. They have crafts,
Okay.
arts and crafts you can try with the family.
All right.
It was Pinterest before Pinterest.
Got it. Again, their bread and butter, though, was right in the centerfold, where it was just like, there it is. Let's find that squirrel. Let's find that squirrel hiding in the barn.
Right.
Oh, circle him. Is that him in the hay? I don't know. We'll find him.
Right.
But Tube Dog, if you're out there and you want to come on the show and explain.
Toobin and gallant.
Yeah, Toobin Gallant. If you're out there and you want to come on and explain your Jack Sesh, we won't kink shame you. I just want to know the explanation behind it, because you brought up a good point earlier about is it like hey, I might get canceled?
Right.
Is that it? Like
The danger of it.
Yeah, because I remember Clooney saying this years ago. He had a thing in his mind where he was just like, man, I'm aware of how big I am, and he's like, I'm aware if I just say one word.
It's like standing on the edge of a cliff,
Yes.
right?
Like I
And
always
just
want to jump.
thinking-
I always want to jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always want you to jump too. What?
We just had our anniversary dinner last night.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
not the anniversary today.
No, it's not. It's
over.
Back
No, I'm just
to
joking.
normal
Back
now.
to normal. No, it was really good, that place.
Yes.
That's like our new fave, Loro.
Shout it out, Loro is the name of it.
Loro in Austin, Texas.
Yeah. The beauty of it is it was 94 degrees here yesterday, but they had fans outside everywhere, so you could sit outside, enjoy your life. It was cool. The food was amazing, and it wasn't crazy expensive either.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I was telling Fake Dan about this yesterday. The thing I like about you is you're not one of those people who's just like, well, the food can't be good if it's not the most expensive place in the world. You know?
No.
That place was rad, and it was one of those where you could just kind of order everything,
Yeah.
which we did. I think we ordered
You know
8.
I'm an appetizer and drink
Correct.
gal.
We
Like,
got
I don't need the big meal.
5 apps, and then we split like 4 or 5 meals where we could just try like bites of them.
Yeah.
And before everybody goes ham, I'm like, holy shit. The prices were like $10 a piece or something like that. So
Yeah, not even. Like, that
Yeah.
was the most expensive thing.
yeah, the brisket was, and the brisket was fantastic.
But it was just our first time to be like, what are we going to get next time because we liked it so much.
Correct.
Yeah, I famously have gone to I think we went to a 3-star, Michelin star.
Oh yeah.
and I
well, we went to a
didn't-
4-star.
I
Yeah.
didn't like it.
I know. We went to a 4-star.
I'm not a
for
foodie.
You're not you don't like those Michelin restaurants, and I get it, man.
I like
I've
to be
been-
comfortable.
Yeah.
I like to do you know what I mean?
have a game on in the background, some beers, some
Something.
wine.
Yeah.
I'm
Like, I
with
don't
you.
like to be stuffy. I don't like to feel stupid. You guys know that's my least favorite thing. So
Yeah.
if a waiter is talking to me like I'm an idiot,
Yep.
I'm done. It has to be like, hey, what's up, motherfucker? Yeah, fuck you.
So we went to the place that you and I went to was a 4-star Michelin restaurant. I know what it was. I took you there, by the way.
Yes.
I was the one who picked it out. And
I
was like,
think
all
that
right,
was
cool.
like another, like a birthday or a
Yeah,
something.
but it was also one of those things where we were in New York, and I know you love cooking and all those shows and all that shit, and you had said something when we were watching a cooking show of like, oh, I've never been to a Michelin restaurant. And I was like, great, I'll call and get it, and we got in there, and both of us were disappointed, and then so after that, I don't know if we talked about this on air, but after that, you and I were like, I really have no desire to go to like another rated Michelin restaurant. So no lie, maybe 3 or 4 months later, I'm doing a gig in New York. It was for the Post Malone thing, one of the first ones, not the beer pong one. Anyways, afterwards, a mutual friend who we were with was like, so I booked us reservations at this 5-star Michelin restaurant, and I know the
5
chef
stars.
and
I'd be in hell.
know the chef and everything else, and like we were partying all day, so it was just like and I was wearing a hat and everything else, and it was like, no, the chef knows me, it's fine, like
It's
we
not
don't have
fine,
to get
though.
dressed up, we don't have to do the whole song and dance of it, whatever. And I was like, are you sure? because that still doesn't feel right. We get there and sauced. I mean, just sauced. And it was like a 9:30 reservation at this point. And it was a Saturday, so college football was on all day.
Did you ask the maitre d' if they had the?
We were raging, and they were
The
like,
game on?
hey, they gave us jackets, so like to put over our T-shirts. And I was like, I told my buddy, I was like, hey, dude, you should have. I asked.
That's the thing.
I asked, and he was
when
like,
I go to a restaurant, I like to just be able to dress myself.
right.
Do you know what I mean? If they have to give me clothes, I don't want to go there.
So what happened was we sit down, right, and the chef comes out and whatever, and he was like, hey, man, you guys don't have to wear the coats or whatever, right? And because we had to take our,
but then
our
you
hats
don't want to
off
be
and all that stuff.
the
Totally.
idiots for the people next to you that are trying to have a nice fucking dinner,
Exactly.
right? Like,
Exactly. So
it's
we,
like being
but we
in
were
first class with a baby.
right. But we were set back a little bit from the restaurant. So like, all right, we weren't directly next to anybody.
Okay.
You could definitely see our table though, like in the back.
Oh yeah,
right?
and I bet you could hear your table.
That's the next one.
Uh-huh.
So we're trashed at a 5-star restaurant, and they bring out like 18 courses or whatever it is. And I mean, we are stuffing our face like we're at a taco cart on Pico, at 2 a.m. when the clubs spill out in L.A., where you're just like, we looked like slobs. And, they come over, and this waiter is explaining everything of like, oh, so this is, from France. And I'm like, I don't.
Right.
And all I scream out is truffles, truffles, because they were shaving truffles on everything.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I will say that I will admit this as a man, and I'll say we were the worst humans on the planet in that place. The food was just okay, and I'm with you on that. Like I never went back to one again after that. I think that was like 2 years ago. I'm like I'm
The
good.
reason
man.
I like even eating or going out or all of that stuff is just to like be with people, have fun, have some drinks,
Yeah.
eat some good food.
Yeah.
I don't go at all to have like a stuffy experience.
Yeah.
So that's why like I can't get down with a
Yeah.
real foodie. If I talk to a real foodie, they'd be like, "You're so white trash."
Right. So, look, it is what it is, right? I'm all done with the Michelin restaurants, and I'm fine with admitting that, right? I think you have to know yourself and who you are in this life, and I'm not I'm not a Michelin restaurant person. I have no desire to go back to any of those places. And,
Right.
Just give me a nice mid restaurant. It's like,
Dress up if you want.
yeah, dress up
Don't
if
if
you want.
you don't want
if you
to.
don't, you don't. And you can eat with your hands, and nobody's gonna say shit, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we are. And last night, what was the name of the place? Loro.
Loro.
It was fantastic here in Austin, Texas.
good.
So if you're here, congratulations. Come on in. Dip toe in Loro. It was an enjoyable experience, Jabes.
It really was.
But it was a great anniversary, and I had fun. And then we burned it down last night. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, popped on the new the new Netflix movie.
Oh God.
No one hates Eddie Redmayne more in this life than Jessie Wise. I didn't know he was in that movie. So we flipped it on last night. It was Aaron Sorkin. He's making the Chicago 7, which is basically just disguised as a movie for today's current political climate.
Yes. Borat.
Yes.
What's his real name?
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Gosh, she's really in a different movie, huh? And Redmayne is everything I hate in a person. When I see him, it triggers me so hard. There was this waitress that I used to work with when we were in Wilmington, when we first moved there, and I was like a bartender. She was a server. And at the point of sale, POS, wherever she's like putting in her order, she was always like doing some kind of like yoga move. We're busy.
Right.
We're busy.
Yeah.
But these people that are just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. No.
That's him in that movie.
Yeah.
I'm triggered by him. It's such a character that's like, bro, you don't need to take it that fucking literal. He's one that like, I studied his every move, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
No, it wasn't. It was not good, and I turned it off about halfway through last night. So if you're gonna waste your time on it, feel free. But it was janky, dude. It's weird. And Sacha Baron Cohen, this new like I'm a serious actor thing. I don't really know why or whatever. He was playing Abby Hoffman, and like Abby Hoffman's a really famous character in the world, and it's. If you're Borat, it's tough to pull off where you're just like, hey, man.
I can't, I couldn't understand. He was speaking English.
Yeah.
But the accent that he was doing, which I'm sure is right? I'm sure it's the right accent. But it was a lot.
Close. It's
yeah.
close. But the whole thing, like, the set design, the period costumes, like it all just looked very cheap and like kind of thrown together at the last minute. I was not a fan of that movie. I know Netflix is going all in on this. They think this is their Oscar movie.
It's not.
It is not. It is definitely not your Oscar movie.
Sorry, Redmayne, you're not stealing another Oscar from fucking Michael Keaton, one of the best fucking actors of our time.
What's Keaton up for?
No, he
stole Birdman.
He stole Birdman from Keaton.
Who did?
And
Redmayne,
and I have
right.
never
For playing a
forgiven him.
girl.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he was great at the parties. That's why. And fuck him.
Yeah, he was great at the parties. He every time I see him, I think of what's his nuts in the wheelchair.
Yes. Well, that's what he won for.
Hey, he won the Oscar for the wheelchair boy.
I thought he won it for playing a lesbian.
Stephen Hawking.
Oh, was that the little Deutsche girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he
That won against Birdman?
No,
Someone's got to fact check
yeah,
that.
fact check that.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Who
I
beat
think
Michael Keaton? Michael Keaton. It was Redmayne for.
It was Redmayne, but I don't know
was
if
Stephen
it was
Hawking.
Did he win them back to back?
It was Stephen Hawking.
I think so.
No, he didn't win back to back. He lost when
he
he
was
played
nominated
when he played the woman.
for Dutch girl.
I was correct, right?
Right?
Yeah, I was correct. Come on. Yeah, I was correct. Yeah. So he was nominated for the red-haired girl when he went trans for that role. Mm-hmm. Clearly trying to go back to back. He was trying to go Hanks on that, you know?
Yeah. Well, he's trying again with this movie.
Because he won for Gump, and then he won for what?
Gump.
He gumped up, dude.
He won for Gump.
He won for Gump, and then he won for Philadelphia, which you go from the happiest character in maybe movie history to just a dude with
the
AIDS.
most tragic.
Yeah. Truthfully, it's an unpopular opinion. He should have been a three-peat.
What? The other?
Castaway.
Yeah. Oh God.
He was phenomenal.
That
I
movie
still,
in
whenever it comes
general.
on, I still watch it to this day. It's still great. So
Still great, that part where she runs back out to the car.
Mm-hmm.
Can't
do it
every time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Big fan of Hanks in that, but I'm not sure what's happening with all of his other shit. Is Giorgio now on camera? Look at that.
Huh? Yeah. Oh, you get to see. You get a little.
You get a little bit of glimpse of it. Always got to plug those cameras in. They never.
You get a little
a
glimpse of
Put a single on
OnlyFans.
Jabes. Put the single on Jabes.
OnlyFans.
Leave the single on Jabes then, as we're dark on YouTube. Single on Jabes.
Well,
AJ Gamble said, I thought Papa Giorgio was going full Toobin. Yeah, there we go. Singles on Jabes. There we go.
there we go.
That's all we need. We're
There
fine
we
with it.
go. A little bit.
It
of
would.
Jable.
How fucking funny would that have been if it cut away to Papa Giorgio like that and he was jacking off underneath the thing?
Oh. that
After
would've been
everything we just talked about, if our
perfect.
producer was just jacking off on camera,
Perfect.
holy
A
shit!
little
Live
BTS,
on YouTube,
you guys. This is a little
and we
BTS.
got banned from YouTube. There was like,
Yeah.
oh, you guys were masturbating live on air. No, it was our producer.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
First
Sorry
day,
about
guys.
it.
I'm really sorry, but if you want to see me jerk off, please go to the.
Please go to OnlyFans if you actually want to
Just
see
Giorgio.
what we're talking about.
Just Giorgio and OnlyFans. That's what we're doing them now. Somebody said the ratings immediately climbed five points there in the ratings. They would if our producer got caught jacking off on the show. Could you imagine? Be great.
He would do it too. That's
Yeah,
the
he
kind
would.
of employee that Giorgio is.
Yeah. Now Toobin, on the other hand, was not asked for. You know, you gotta
Gone Toobin.
Yeah. Is it weird? The sick part of me wants to see who the 15 people were.
That he was jacking off to?
Yeah. Like, was there like 4 of them that were super hot where he was just like, man, I can't decide. When is the next time I'm going to see the 4 of these women
Right.
or dudes? I don't know what he gets down to. It says he's married with he's got a wife and kids. Is it weird that he's just like, oh man, I'll never get this shot again?
Look, it's hard to say.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It is, but you're finished at that. Like, you're finished after something like that.
Sexuality is not a straight line.
It's not. It never is. That's why I'm non-binary.
There's really just so many ups and downs and ins and outs.
There is, and one of them is where you jack off, right? Sure. So let's start with the before we get to the sponsors, we'll go to the top 5 jack off moments. Okay.
Okay.
One's Pee Wee.
Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman, X-rated theater. I didn't think anyone still did that, and it was Pee Wee Herman, right?
It was fine though. Like, I never understood what the issue was.
The issue was he's a children's host, like for kids, and that's always going to be the issue. Like, you're not if you make a living doing kid shit,
right?
You just can't jack off in public. I'm sorry, no matter where you are. Like, you'll never be able to get away with that, right?
You can shit on your friend's ass though.
Yeah. Like Blippy. Mm-hmm. But that's a whole different thing. Like, hey man, he made that video for the world, and he was a comedian, and he's just shitting inside of his best friend's asshole. Mm-hmm. And that is real, by the way. You can find that video on Ross Patterson Revolution. There's a private Facebook page where that link has been posted. Yeah. And you can share in the Blippy magic of him shitting. Shitting into his own friend's ass.
Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee's 1, right?
Uh-huh.
2. I gotta go. I'm sorry, and I hate to do it. I gotta go Louis C.K. on this one, right? Mm-hmm. Because he was just jacking off in front of people, and then and on the phone and all these other places, and that was a pretty public one where it was just like shit. Because to my knowledge, still to this day, it was nothing more than that.
Right.
He didn't force himself on anybody. He didn't rape anybody.
No.
He just jacked off in front of them in the room, and then just kind of went on with the conversations as normal, but he got canceled for that. Right. 3. I'm gonna go Toobin on 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Toobin on 3. Here.
Okay.
And he's on CNN. He is election night. You're 2 weeks before the election. This is an October surprise for Toobin.
Sure.
That's a 3-zy in my book, where he's not gonna be there. As long as I can remember, he's been there doing this shit. He's not gonna be there on election night.
Right.
So, sorry. If he were to show up, the humiliation that would there's no way the CNN execs will allow that.
No.
I just don't think so.
No.
4. I gotta go Fred Ward on this one. The guy from Waiting for Guffman and all that other shit.
Okay.
Another X-rated theater. Where you were like, oh, but that one was weird because it was so late.
R.I.P. Right?
Yeah, R.I.P. Where it was just like, all right, cool, man. It was so. He's dead, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead, and we're still bringing that up, right? It was so late that I didn't even know any of these X-rated theaters were still open. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, well, that's surprising. Where is that theater at?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, who finds an X-rated theater
Can you guys
these
close
days?
that door? Sorry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people walking around.
It's all right. So I gotta go with that as 4 at 5. I would probably say Jim Morrison. Jim Morrison jacked off on stage for the Doors.
God, I hate him so much. I don't know if anyone knows my hatred. I think people do. I hate the Doors. I hate Jim Morrison.
The reason I put him at 5 is this. Don't freak out. I know Jim Morrison's probably the most famous on this list, but it was in Florida. He was accused of masturbation, but somebody there said he was just pissing on people. So I'm not sure which it was. I wasn't there, unfortunately, because I love shit like this and it would make me laugh eternally. But, that's why I got to put him at 5. But as far as J-off sessions go, that's it. That's my top 5.
Right.
Not going to deviate from it.
Okay.
I'm not.
That's fine.
But if you are out there jacking off on a Zoom at home, do it on a ghost bed from ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. It was voted the most comfortable mattress to jack off on in like 7 states. So hopefully we can get to all 50. I don't know that we can. But 7 states have voted it. Nebraska's one of them too, by the way. So if you're in one of those states, get a ghost bed from ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. 30% off, Jabes. If you're a member of the military, a first responder, a teacher, or work in the government in this life. The rest of us dummies, just a 30% off bundle package for the month of October, which is the best. If you don't have the sheets and the pillows and all that other stuff right now, you're missing out on life. And I feel sorry for you and your entire family. Love them better. Give them a hug. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today, where, as always, they got a 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Next up, James, we got manscaped.com. The trimmer's on the other desk. We'll have to bring ours in here.
Yeah.
Because we got the weed whacker.
Weed whacker.
Nostrils, ears,
Eyebrows,
maybe?
Maybe.
taints. You might want to use the other one for that.
I would use the lawnmower 3.0. That sounded weird.
Yeah.
Lawnmower
Yeah,
3.0. To get everything else, get your balls and vagina and taint and butthole in check.
Yes.
And then for the fotch,
Yeah, you gotta
weed whack. Get those weeds whacked.
do it.
Manscaped.com.
Promo
Enter
code Revolution, 20% off.
plus free shipping.
Free shipping. Do you get a free Dopp kit bag?
If you subscribe.
If you subscribe, you get that Dopp
get
kit bag.
Dopp
That's what I'm
kit.
using. That's what I'm using anyway.
Boxers.
All of it. The best in the biz, man. We love Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Promo code Revolution, 20% off. Next up, and last but not least, keeps.com/Revolution. Keeps the hair you got. Keep it on your head. Keep it on your little dome. 2 out of 3 men are going bald in this life. I'm not, but others are.
But you still want to keep.
Yeah, you want to keep all the shit.
You still want to keep all the hairs on your head.
All the thickness.
Prevention is the name of the game.
Yes, it is the name of the game. Go to keeps.com today, keeps.com/Revolution. It's free. You get a free trial for a month, and then after that, if you like the shampoo, $10. That's it.
So it's actually medication
Yeah.
or shampoo,
Or
depending
shampoo.
on
Depending upon
you're
what you
going to
want.
talk to a doctor.
Yeah.
You don't have to go in and do all that shit.
Yeah.
You can talk to the doctor on keeps.com and get either pills or shampoo or whatever other topical you guys decide.
Correct. And I love that. I love that because I don't want to go to a doctor for anything today anymore at all. Jesus Christ, man. I'm over it.
I want my Vicodins delivered to my
Hombre.
doorstep.
That's it, dude. We're all done with this bullshit of going in to see a doctor. I just went in the other day and had to get a prescription for Xanax, right? So you have to go in now. You have to take a fucking piss test and everything else. And they were like, "Oh, we found something else in your urine. What is it?" I was like, "What? Tell me what it is." And I think it was Adderall or something like that, right? And I was like, "Well, man, I was writing a book and I was burning the midnight oil." I was like, "The fuck do we care about that?" And they were like, "Oh, we just need to see that there's a thing for it or whatever." And I was like, "Guys, this is why people call drug dealers." You know what I'm saying? And it's
Because of this bullshit.
that we're going on. And they did say to me this. They're switching to a virtual thing. So, like, I guess to get prescriptions in the future, you can just FaceTime or whatever. And it's like, man, there's a reason why keeps.com/Revolution and fucking GetRoman.com/Drinkin Bros. The boner pills, they deliver them right to your fucking house, dude. You just take a fucking online doctor visit and that's it. You're good to go. Like, come on, man. I'm done with this bullshit. Free us, dude. Syncate, free us now, dude. I want just fucking drugs delivered to my house. That's it. Is that so fucking goddamn hard to ask for? I don't understand it. By the way, so Toobin wasn't the only one caught on hot screen yesterday. Troy Aikman was also popped as well.
This is so stupid.
Dumb, but it's
so dumb.
It's Troy
that we're
Aikman.
even talking about it.
Why?
Because who fucking cares?
I care. Troy Aikman was supposed to be a goddamn man, and he turned out to be a pussy.
Why?
Because he's like, oh, that's a waste of taxpayers' money. Wait till Biden and Harris get in there. That shit's not going to fly anymore.
So that makes him a what?
Pussy.
A pussy if he's voting for
Biden. Yeah. It's
interessant. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care who you vote for.
I don't either. Here's the deal, though. When you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones has made it very, very clear over the years. Like, he is Republican, taxes, all that other shit, right?
That's fine.
Troy Aikman was his boy.
Okay.
That he rode for years and years and years. For Troy Aikman's audience, it's the same thing as The Rock. Like, wrong audience to do that for.
He didn't do it on Instagram. He didn't do it on TV. It's a fucking hot mic. Fuck all you guys for that shit. He's talking to someone standing next to him, and now we're what? Pissed off at him? He didn't do. It's not the same as The Rock.
He's on
air.
He's on air.
That wasn't supposed to be on air.
How do you not know when you're in a fucking booth when the mic's on? You know when it's on. You know all your conversation can be recorded.
Yeah, but you trust people not to fucking.
In this day and age.
And that's the sad part.
You can't. You can't do it anymore. You can't do any of that shit anymore. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not a fan of leaks, and I'm not a fan of hot mic shit.
Nothing you can do. We've passed that as a society now, and if you don't know better, you don't know better.
Right, but what did he say?
I've talked about this forever. I've censored my texts. I have friends who have censored text messages, and these are
that's
private
fine.
shit.
But what a fucking time to be alive that it's bad for him to say something about a presidential candidate.
If you work for the NFL, you cannot say shit like that. You are not allowed to by law.
Ever?
No, it's in your contract.
You can't ever say it?
It is in your contract.
Not to a friend standing next to you? What is in your contract?
You are not allowed to talk about a presidential candidate on air.
None. Okay. Well, he wasn't on air. He was not on air.
Okay. Either way.
He's not in breach of contract.
He's not in breach of
he
contract.
He just pissed off
this,
people that are don't like Biden, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing if it happened to someone else that was like talking about Trump.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we're going to get fucking pissed off at him.
I 100% agree.
Okay.
And if it would have happened to, let's say his gimpy co-host, Joe Buck, right? If he would have said on air, hey, man, and then fucking Trump's going to do this or whatever, it would have been the same outrage. So it's equal on both sides on this. But that one is shocking with Troy Aikman, where as the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, that's fucking America down there, Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, by the way, if you don't know, is infamously the one who was like, look, none of you motherfuckers are kneeling. Nothing. Like, I mean, he has been pro-America fucking fuck yeah forever. And the fact that, arguably his greatest quarterback of all time got caught saying that shit was a big deal today. And you're right. The NFL can't do anything. It is in his contract that you're not allowed to talk about who you're voting for president.
That's fine. He didn't.
He did not. Correct. So he's not going to get in trouble for that.
Right.
However, now that it is out there into the world, all I'm saying is this. Let's get Pat McAfee in there. Let's get McAfee in the booth. Let's get some excitement back. I've never been an Aikman fan anyways. I always thought that guy was a fucking snooze button. And Joe Buck, the hatred for Joe Buck has been there for years and years and years. You want to talk about a guy using keeps.com. That motherfucker wrote an entire chapter in his book about being addicted to getting hair plugs. Hair plugs.
Yeah.
The hatred for Joe Buck has been there for years and years and years. Now it's creeped over into Aikman. Let's replace that team and get them the fuck out of there. We're all done with it. I heard is Joe Buck fake Dan? Is Joe Buck retiring? I heard that like before the season he's not. I knew that motherfucker wouldn't when he said that. I was like, there's no way you'll give that up, dude. I thought before the season started he was like, hey, I'm gonna back this up and quit doing it for a while. And if you don't know Joe Buck, you're gonna get to know a lot of him over the next week. He's doing every World Series game and all of these NFL games. They posted a crazy schedule for Joe Buck. Was it you and I that were talking about that yesterday? Fake Dan, that was crazy.
Yeah, he's working like 2 straight weeks or every day for 2 straight weeks
in a different city, like around
he's going back and forth for the World Series, and he's doing Thursday Night Football and then Sundays, and then whatever the COVID makeup games are, right? Because he did the game last night. He's covering everything.
Yeah, get him out of there. Get him and Aikman out of there. I'm all done with their fucking shit. I've never liked them anyway, so this was just a cherry on top for me.
Right.
Or it was just like, hey, fuck you. We just need a new breed. We need McAfee up in that booth. Look, I'll get in that booth. We can really put some shine on it, We can really put some stank on the game, if you will. Or my vote is to have Gus Johnson call everything for the rest of time because he is the very best in this world.
Right.
I would love to hear that. Thankfully, he's calling the very first Ohio State game on Saturday, so I'll get to dip into that voice. I've never been in love with another man's voice more than Gus Johnson, I don't think, in this life. Is there a woman that does that for you?
Voice?
Yeah, voice-wise. Who's the most soothing person? You listen to podcasts all day long and out of your back pocket. Who is that for you?
It's a lady from Criminal, but I would just say Hoda.
Oh, really?
Hoda, but Criminal podcast. This lady's voice is like...
Is she NPR-ish?
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always curious who that is for ladies. For dudes, sports dudes in particular,
It used to
Gus
be
Johnson's the
Sarah Koenig from Serial.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right.
Criminal podcast. It will just soothe you right into...
Did Serial, let me ask you this, did Serial go to Spotify exclusively or something?
No.
Oh, it didn't?
No.
Okay.
They're just...
I don't see them pop up that much anymore. Like, I don't hear people...
Well, they did 2 seasons, I think.
Uh-huh.
Possibly 3.
And then and then they bounced?
Yeah, well, so they're limited series. So Serial was... first it was Adnan, then
Okay.
they did... who was the defector military
Man,
guy?
it's Bergdahl.
Bergdahl.
Yeah.
And then they did one about like New York school system, but it's Serial is now a like media company, and so there's podcasts that are put out by Serial Media.
That thing was so successful. I'm surprised they just weren't churning out season after season. I just didn't hear much about it after. Who's the next one for those guys?
I'm not sure.
Huh.
They
That's
don't
part
really
of
do
the
it
fun of it,
that
right?
way. Well, the way that they do like Serial and long form audio documentaries, if you will, is like it's so much time. It's like it's like making a documentary.
Yeah.
So you have to do interviews. You're doing years and years of whatever, and then if someone's gonna get out of jail, for example, something like this. So
now
it's
that
very long. It's really well produced. Like the sound edit is like. You know what I mean?
Now that you say it, I remember her voice now. Where I'm like, I think SNL also did a sketch on it. Yeah, I know who that is. I'm a fan. I was just wondering if there was one for women. You and I had an odd discussion about it last night. For dudes, podcast-wise, is Tim Dillon.
Yeah.
I could just put that on and listen to him talk. Like his voice quality is great, and he's super out of control, and it's awesome. Also Alex Jones, like his voice is just super unique where it's
I think
fantastic.
We instinctively want our like radio voices to be like a New York raspy, telling us what's up, right?
Yeah.
I think
You-
either deep or something like this.
Because you were asking me the fascination about Joey Diaz last night, and it's the same thing. The quality of his voice for radio is perfect. It is that old school 1980s, 90s New York vibe where it's just like you can really dig into that for hours, and it's like you're stuck in the tunnel and you hear that voice and you're like, all right, cool. I guess we'll get through the day, you fucking cocksuckers.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But I enjoy his voice as well, where it's the quality of it, where I'm like, all right, great, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. But for ladies, it's the Serial one or Hoda. I gotta be honest, Hoda's slipping, you know?
Oprah too.
Eesh.
Like when Oprah is narrating something, I am entranced.
Yeah.
And I am in, and I am, you know what I mean? I'm just like, who am I killing, Oprah?
Who am I fucking?
Tell me who I'm killing.
Yeah.
I would follow her voice into the freaking off a cliff. Like it makes so much sense. Everything that she is.
Yeah, I understand it for sure.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much
those are
it.
the
Other
tops.
than that, I gravitate towards a male Tim Dillon.
Mm-hmm. Men's Warehouse, obviously Morgan
Men's
Freeman.
Warehouse, Morgan Freeman, a Jeff Bridges.
Oof, that was the last story we're going to talk about today. Jeff Bridges announced that he has cancer, which is sad.
I was going where I shouldn't go.
Man.
Seeing who I shouldn't see.
Yeah. Lymphoma He's got
Doing what I shouldn't do.
do the whole song.
Being what I shouldn't be. Sometimes falling feels like flying for a little while.
Name of that movie?
Crazy Heart.
There it is. There it is.
Crazy Heart. Yeah, so Jeff Bridges is the first daddy in my life.
It's true.
It's true. Big Lebowski is the first time I realized, like, maybe an older man is attractive. Then Crazy Heart.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
If I die, are you going to marry like a 70-year-old? Is that what's going to happen? Like a
Yeah, I don't know
68-year-old,
how many times I
70-year-old?
need to say it for
Okay.
you to like understand that it's true.
Okay.
70, 60-ish.
Yeah.
I think 60 would be perfect.
It's a
little bit of a gut,
It's a dad's
a beard, a
father's
longer
complex.
hair.
It's a father's complex. You know that, right?
I don't think that's
Yep.
What about an eye patch?
Yeah.
Like Rooster Cockburn?
Yeah, I like St. James, Street
Bridges.
James. Yeah. I don't think
eye
I don't
patch
think
is
you
a
could
little
do it. Yeah.
scary.
I don't think you could do
I
it.
need you to be like a country singer, a weed smoker, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Sure.
You need to Kurt Russell, do you know what I mean? A fireplace and a glass of wine, you know what I mean? A big fireplace because you're rich as fuck. A Costner,
Sure.
you know what I mean?
Sure.
A Santa Barbara balcony,
Yeah. No.
things like this.
Yes.
Everything that comes with being a daddy is all of that, right? You
Yeah.
have all the things.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just
Good wine on hand.
clearing it up. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. Lots of land.
Yeah.
An ocean view, right? And a little bit of a gut. Why? Because you like to do all the things that I do.
Yeah.
Eat and drink,
So
right?
there you have it. If I do die and you see Jesse's Instagram pop up with a 68-year-old, you'll know that he's rich and has a gut and some, you know.
Yeah.
Those
Can
are all
play a
the
couple
things.
songs on an acoustic,
Yeah.
right? Just a couple.
Just a few coup, you know. There's a guitar in the house probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know how to make a steak, right? They know how to sear, like a reverse sear on a steak.
Sure.
You know what I mean? They have sharp knives in their house.
Yeah. Now on
They
mine,
either clean or they have a cleaning lady. Things that like you desire
yes.
in
So like,
life, in a partner.
and if Jesse dies, obviously,
Sure,
and
we
I'm-
know you're going way younger.
It's gonna. If you look at the Instagram, you're gonna be like, "Wow, I'm gonna have to go to her profile and make sure that she is over 18 years old."
Right.
And no, I'm kidding. It'll just say Arizona State is the location on there, and at that point, it's anyone's guess, you know.
Right.
But it will definitely say Arizona State. So right underneath ST James is gonna say Arizona State University. And then I will be at Father's Weekend or whatever that is that entails. So I know you want to pop in with an Arizona State University.
Yeah, you're just going to go to the Delta Gamma house.
Yeah, the DG house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a new creative writing 201 available there.
Anybody want to learn screenwriting? Anybody want to be an author when you grow up? Let's sit her on down. Big fan, but I don't think their classes aren't in yet, so we got some time. COVID's really fucking up everybody's shit, you know, and it's like, I feel bad. Japes, hopping on into the show here, new sets, all of that shit, and we'll get there. It's a nice start so far. I feel. You just need to get some other trinkets and fun things going on around. And then we'll be there. How do you feel about it?
Good.
Great. Fantastic. Swell.
Oh, great.
Do you not feel great?
No, I feel great.
Maybe we get her some plants, like some palm trees or something on each side.
Yeah.
Or a cactus.
Yeah. Something. Mm-hmm. Well, you can decorate it, you know? Yeah.
I'll decorate mine.
Yeah. Hey.
You have yours decorated. I'll go ahead and decorate mine myself.
This is what happens when we hire women. So, hate to keep bringing it up, but, you know, somebody else built the other shit. So, it is of what it is. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. It'll help scoot us on up the charts. Do it now. Don't be a dick about it. And whoever leaves the best review and is a St. James True James fan, I'll send you the first test copy of this since they're here. Again, that's iTunes. 5-star, quick review. It'll scoot us on up the charts. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. The Jables, I am Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, B-Bass.